Hello students, let us discuss about colligative properties. Generally colligative properties is nothing but here. The properties depends on the number of solute and solvent particles, not on the nature of solute particles. That one we call it as colligative properties. So what we can say, the properties of the solution depends upon the number of the solute particles but not on the nature of the solvent. That one we call it as what here? Colligative properties. The properties which depend only on the number of solute particles but not on the nature of the solute. We call it as what here? We call colligative properties. So means what here? For example, particles we are saying. So particles is nothing but here whether it may be molecules or ions we can take. So let us take, I am taking here NaCl. So this is the compound I am taking. So here it is divided into Na plus Cl minus. So how many ions it is dividing? 1 plus charge, 1 minus charge. So by this what indicates it is a 2 particles. Means the molecule, means it is a solute. So this is a solute. So whatever solute we are taking, it is dividing into 2 particles. So but not on the nature of the solute. And not only this, if you have been taken CaCl2. So general example, Ca plus 2 and 2Cl minus. So here plus 2, plus is having 2 and minus is having 1. So by this what it indicates? 3 particles. Okay, so basing upon their ions, the solute is dividing it into particles. So this is nothing but colligative properties. So here how the solute particles is going to affect on the different types. That is, first one is relative lowering of vapor pressure. These are the examples of colligative properties. Second one, elevation in boiling point. Third one, depression in freezing point. Next one, last one, osmotic pressure. So these are the 4 properties how the colligative properties is going to affect. Okay, so means what here? What happening? The solute molecules whatever you are taking, that is going to affect. So let us discuss first one, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure. So what is the first one we are discussing? Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay, so what is vapor pressure? So what is vapor pressure? When you take in a beaker water, okay, so when water is heated, automatically what happens? The vapors are coming out. Means the vapors are coming. So which is in equilibrium. So completely the water is not completely converted into vapor, right? So sometimes the vapor will again turn into liquid. So means what? The liquid changes to vapor pressure. So the pressure exerted by the vapor in a liquid, we call it as vapor pressure. So this is about what? Vapor pressure. So then we are saying here lowering of vapor pressure. So lowering of vapor pressure is having some value. Again it is decreasing to some value. That is nothing but lowering of vapor pressure. Means decreasing of vapor pressure. Lowering is nothing but decreasing of vapor pressure. So here let us take, generally I am taking here pure water, which is known as pure solvent. I am taking here H2O, water. So which will be, this is as a pure solvent. Okay. So this one will give in your open vessel. Let us take here that the closed vessel, the vapors are coming. So this is nothing but what here? Vapor. This is a vapor molecules. Okay, this is a gas molecules, this is a liquid molecule. So this is pure solvent without adding. So yes or no? So if I take a solution, is nothing but here I have added to this water some salt, NaCl I have taken. Okay, so this is nothing but solute. This is nothing but solvent. So generally when you heat this, automatically the water is evaporating. But coming to here, this one is reducing the gas molecules. If you have been observed here, we are having very limited gas molecules. Okay, if you have been observed here, the vapor molecules is more compared to here. Means what happening? The solute water, whenever you are adding this non-volatile solute. So this is a non-volatile solute which cannot evaporate easily. Okay, so this is a non-volatile solute. For example, NaCl I have taken plus water. Means what happening here? It is giving clear liquid, right? So means what? In water the salt is also mixing. Okay, general example I am saying, see here, you take sugar water, salt water, what happens? It will give homogeneous mixture. Why? Because it is a clear liquid which can easily dissolve. But what happening here? The solute molecules, which is a non-volatile, this NaCl indicates non-volatile solute. Okay, so this is a non-volatile solute. When it is adding to this solvent, then what happening? This solute molecule is attracting towards solvent. So of course it is evaporating, but the surface of the area. So what happens? It is the density is increasing here. The evaporation is increasing. So evaporation is inversely proportional to density. So whenever density increases, automatically what happening? Evaporation is decreasing. So means what? This non-volatile solute, whenever you are taking here, when you are adding to this solvent, so it will attract with the water molecules. This NaCl attract with the water molecules and it is forming very less vapor. So that's why, because of the addition of non-volatile solute to this solvent, it is having very low vapor pressure. Okay, so this is the reason why we are having very less vapor pressure. So now let us see what is related to lowering of vapor pressure. So the lowering of vapor pressure is nothing but here. What is lowering of vapor pressure? Here the lowering of vapor pressure is nothing but the difference between pure solvent and the solution. That one we call it as lowering of vapor pressure, where P0 indicates what here? Vapor pressure of pure solvent. PS indicates vapor pressure of solution. Okay, so this is nothing but lowering of vapor pressure. So why the vapor pressure is lowering? When non-volatile solute is added to solvent, it is attracting the solvent molecules. It will give very less vapors. Because of that reason, the vapor pressure decreases. Why? Because the density is increasing here. Okay, and Here what happens, evaporation is decreasing, density increases, evaporation increases. So the lowering of vapor pressure, what we can say here, the difference between vapor pressure of pure solvent and the vapor pressure of solution, we call it as lowering of vapor pressure. So then what is related to lowering of vapor pressure? So related to lowering of vapor pressure is nothing but the ratio of the lowering of vapor pressure to the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. We call it as what? Relative lowering of vapor pressure. So what we can say here, the relative RLVP is nothing but here the ratio of lowering of vapor pressure to the vapor pressure of pure solvent. We call it as relative lowering of vapor pressure. So here P naught minus Ps indicates what here? Lowering of vapor pressure. So the relation we are seeing here, pure solvent and the lowering of vapor pressure. So this is nothing but relative lowering of vapor pressure. So then how we are going to affect the solute molecules? Now let us see here Raoult's law. Raoult's law is nothing but what here? He is a scientist. Generally we are taking the solution, right? The vapor pressure of aqueous solution we are taking, non-aqueous. Means aqueous is means water. Non-aqueous without water molecule. So it is described by Raoult. He describes about the relation between the relative lowering of vapor pressure and the mole fraction of the solution. Okay. The Raoult scientist So what is Raoult's law here? We are going to say the relationship between relative lowering of vapor pressure and the mole fraction of the solution. We call it as what here? Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Raoult's law. Okay. So what he describes? The relationship between relative lowering of vapor pressure and mole fraction of solution. We call it as what? Raoult's law, which means here relative lowering of vapor pressure is nothing but P naught minus Ps by P naught. So mole fraction of the solution we can take it at Nb by Na plus Nb. So means what we can say here, or we can write it as Ns by Ns plus N naught we can take, where Ns indicates number of moles of solute, N naught indicates number of moles of solvent, pure solvent and non-volatile solute. Okay, so by this what we can define, Raoult's law is nothing but here the relative lowering of vapor pressure of a non-volatile solute. Okay, so the relative lowering of vapor pressure of the dilute solution of non-volatile solute is equal to the mole fraction of solute in its solution. We call it as Raoult's law. What we can say? The relative lowering of vapor pressure of a non-volatile solute is equal to mole fraction of the solute in its solution. We call it as here Raoult's law. So by this, how we can derive this one? Generally, if you have to derive this equation, then let us take Ns is equals to A by M. Number of moles of solute is A indicates weight of the solute, M indicates gram molecular weight of the solute. If you take N naught, we can write it as B by W. Okay, so when you substitute these two here, then what we are going to get here, as we know according to Raoult's law, P naught minus Ps by P naught is equals to Ns by Ns plus N naught. So by this A by M plus B by W. Okay, so this is the equation we have got. So if you take in dilute solutions, the solvent will be solute. We have taken very less compared to the solvent, means the solvent is very large. Then what happens here in dilute solutions? Then what is dilute solution? Dilute solution is nothing but when you dissolve very less number of solute, that one we call it as dilute solution. So the Ns is very less compared to the N0. So then what? N0 is negligible here. So we have to do what here? In N0 plus Ns, we have to do minus N0. Then you will be getting Ns. Means we are neglecting N0 here. Why? Because it is in very large quantity. Because of that reason, we are neglecting this one. And you are going to get then P0 minus Ps by P0 is equals to Ns by N0, which means A by M by B by W. So then what you are getting equation? P0 minus Ps by P0 is equals to A by M into W by B. So this is nothing but what here? Raoult's law we can say. Okay. So means what? The relative lowering of vapor pressure of the solute, dilute solutions of solute, is equal to the mole fraction of the solvent in its solute in its solution. Okay. So by this, the vapor pressure of solution and the pure solvent are determined. See here, the solution is determined and also here pure solvent is also determined. So then knowing the weight of the non-volatile solute, that is A, this is the weight of the non-volatile solute and this is the weight of the solvent and molecular weight of the solvent, we can easily determine the weight of the solute. Okay, so what we can say, by knowing the values of what A is nothing but what here? Weight of the solute. B is nothing but weight of the solvent, where M indicates what? Gram molecular weight of the solute. W indicates gram molecular weight of the solvent. Okay, so this is nothing but, so this is the Raoult's law. So what are its limitations? It applicable to only dilute solutions. What is limitations? It is applicable only to dilute solutions and the solute should be non-volatile, then only we can take it. Okay, solution behaves as an ideal solution, that is no interaction between solute and the solvent. Okay, solution, what we can say, solution behaves as a ideal solution. So means what here? There is no interaction between solute and the solvent. So this is nothing but what here? So this is nothing but, we are going to get this one. Okay, so this is relation of, and if you want to calculate, so this is the Raoult's law we got, and if you know P naught P S A B W, then we can easily calculate molecular weight. Now how it is going to affect in molecular weight? So the molecular weight, how we can calculate? A into W by B into P naught by P naught minus Ps. So by this we can easily calculate the molecular weight of the colligative properties. So this is nothing but what? Raoult's law. Clear? So Raoult's law is nothing but what here? The relative lowering of vapor pressure of the solute to the mole fraction of the solute. In the next class we can discuss elevation and boiling point. Thank you.